Hi, Toll.
Hi.
You have to say my name, Toll. That's how that works. It's
Hi,
a call
Sticky.
out.
Hi, Sticky.
There, you figured it out. I'm so proud of you. Casper is also here. You want to say hi, Casper? You have to yell, idiot. Yeah, there you go. So, we're back again, to watch another one of these fucking videos. I don't think we've gotten any meaningful, traction on the last video. I could be wrong. Last time I checked, I didn't see anything. So unfortunately, this was normally where we would have a little comment section, talk about, what people have said, what people are thinking. But we don't, so, I guess we're just gonna do it or whatever, right?
Oh yeah, let's go. I want to see what they have done to Micheal. Wow. Wow, you didn't charge your controller. Wow.
Oh, don't fucking judge me.
So last time we had just finished the first dungeon of the game and the alternate intro.
This is me making sure I have a sync so I know what the hell's going on. Yeah, this is where I'm momentarily confused because, why did it put me there? And it's because every time you open this, it puts you at the next one in the slot, which I think is meant to be so that you don't save over your last one, which is smart, but it means I almost always am about to open the wrong one. I didn't talk.
You were loading, not saving.
I didn't talk to her here. She just started babbling.
Night wind of springtime seemed to
so you might have noticed the single change to this scene.
He's holding a microphone.
He's holding his mic now, which I think is a deeply funny joke. I decided I was gonna hang around because I assumed, without checking, well, I can't leave, right? Because you couldn't leave before. You should just stand here waiting for this ding dong to finish talking. But of course, it is me. I am the idiot. I'm the stupid bastard.
Through my veins was the energetic charge of irrevocable loss, all for a woman I didn't know. This feeling wasn't pure. It was cut with something I
Have you ever done a drug, Alex? Has Alex ever done the weed?
I believe now that it was
He's probably done salvia.
Discovered something.
I mean, it's 1999. Was that even around?
I don't know if you know. I'm pretty sure that was the era for salvia.
I don't know. And look,
buy it at the gas station.
You can actually walk out and he keeps talking. I was momentarily stunned, and then I was like, wait, does it? It does, in fact, line up for coming in here.
And
so
I still have his microphone.
And look at there's another added detail.
And we followed around by a.
Yeah, if anyone was played through the original game, it was obvious that he got stalked by a ghost / soul survivor after he left, and that was obvious because, well, the fucking thing spooks you on the immediate next day. But yes, thank you, Casper. You're not. Well, thanks. But they've made it a little more obvious. I'll put a picture of Casper on the screen right now to ruin the mood. It'll be definitely the one when he was fat. He isn't that anymore.
Everyone has to know Fat Casper.
Yeah, I'll probably put a before and after.
We got Fat Casper and Chad Casper.
Doctors hate this one trick to lose weight fast. I still don't know why he got fat. He just was for a couple months and then he just stopped being fat.
You played his tummy like a bongo too many times.
Maybe somebody in the house had been just feeding him entire slices of cheese or something. So I mentioned previously, and this is something I've never seen anyone really talk about, but look at Drug Man. He sells drug things.
Pharmaceutical rep.
Yeah, this is where I realize these items are deeply valuable now, and I don't have the money to buy a lot of them.
As opposed to the original game where you had all of the money and all of the items were pretty mid and you only bought them because it made getting through the fights easier.
Yeah, well, I mean, you also had way more money. At this point, I'm actually staring at my bank line and going,
Even though you're still picking up $5 bills out of trash cans.
Well, yeah, but it's not. Well, it's $5 bills. It's not opening a trash can and finding. Shut up, Casper. $32. This is your warning. You're not the main character. You're not Alex YIIK. You're a cat. Should I start calling you Dali? Huh? Should I
Give him a little mustache.
should I paint a little mustache in your dumb face? Oh, and look, there's this idiot who now is just
Oh my god, it's still here.
yeah. Apparently was kept.
More confusing with the new intro, honestly.
It was already.
Oh, Elden Ring. That's all I can hear. I wonder what they call an alpaca thinks of Marika. One of many trans characters in the Soul series. But she gets to be the real girl boss. Or boy boss? Oh, who cares? That's the real argument about Elden Ring is, does Marika / Radagon identify more as one or the other?
When I arrived home,
This has also been changed a little bit. The angle's a little nicer. They've added some nice lighting.
I made my way to the couch. My mother still wasn't home yet. I wasn't surprised.
Although, I have to admit, they really could have done with removing the save in the corner. Because all I could do is stare at it and go, I need to save.
49-year-old short redheaded woman.
Oh no,
was
we're
an
still going into the
information
description of
systems
his mother
programmer
the same way.
in Pacific
That's
Shore.
fine.
I was
It's
supposed to lead
not...
the telecommunications
It's at
program.
least not too much. That being said, a lot of this
Job,
bit...
ironically,
if I
located on
recall
the coast.
correctly,
Worked her
maybe I
harder
don't,
in 1 year than most jobs
this
in the
episode will
decade.
largely be the same as the previous iteration, but the one after this will be something else. You're also going to watch me show my ass live on TV when I make a very large mistake.
Oh no.
Well, not that large, but it was definitely ooh, spooky. It was definitely a mistake I shouldn't have made. It was definitely a waste of resources, despite the fact that I chose to preserve my resources in every other instance where I was probably meant to use them, because I'm stupid. But this is meant to be the actual developers messaging Alex YIIK, because I don't know. At this point, he's just going to start talking about porn, but I need to get to a point we didn't.
There was a moment of
This is
doubt
pretty
that
funny.
I
We did not
almost didn't
correctly address something at all in the last episode, which is we at no point mentioned the fact that Sammy Pack is based on a real person. That Sammy Pack is based off of the disappearance of Elisa Lam, who was seen in a surveillance video doing some crazy shit, and then she was found on the roof of that building, drowned in a what do they call it? A water thingy. God,
A cistern?
no, not a cistern. What is this? The 1700s? A water tower. You know those things. They look like little houses, but for water.
Yeah, yeah.
They're where they found crispers. That nobody will know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, the idea for this game is based around them having a realistic, like, getting really obsessed about this myth and trying to figure it out. And some people are very much of the opinion that this was not kosher. It wasn't a very good idea. And I mean, media is made all the time off of real people. I think the way that the game treats her, at least originally, was not super great. To quote Oni Plays, imagine if you died and then I made a video game where Mario prays over your grave. That reference, I hope we get to see that. I hope they kept that in, despite how fucking... There's no commentary, he just looks at it. All of these IRC idiots are saying various things like, there's no way this is real.
It was from a security camera, obviously.
The truth is out there, I too want to believe, which is an X-Files reference. Onisim 1999 being a reference to old forums that no longer exist. If you are a Zoomer, you've probably never even clicked on a website that wasn't one of the Big Ten. And yeah. I'm clicking on this and, like, there's nothing here to really pay attention to. If something is, I will attempt to mention it, but a lot of these original posts are just calling out to, like, conspiracies of the era. Also, beat the monkey and win $15. You cannot click on that monkey. But those ads were real. And like half of the time, the moment you clicked on them, you would just be filled with viruses and your computer would explode. I don't know why I did that. And here's me staring at the frog yet again, thinking about how much I hate the frog and the beetle. Also, I found out what that chest does.
What is it?
It is a refill chest. So if you have items in your inventory that are, you know, like consumable, but you've gotten extras, they go to that box, and when you touch it, it refills you automatically, which is in fact a mechanic from certain Souls-like games, like Neo. I don't.
What? A brief detour to see a sick friend.
So this is a redo of that original scene where it was like just quoting a Murakami novel while they like a bunch of Alexes were jerking off. But now it's a little, it's more unique and it's a little less referential. The Dragon Quest X Evil Hands making a guest star appearance.
Oh god, it totally looks like that.
Gotta get that
Why are
feet
we
shot
looking
in
at
here.
her feet?
Well, they're doing an up to down shot. I don't know if this is like her new model because some things have changed, but it looks pretty good.
Considering the fact that if I'm remembering correctly, wasn't the original shot like in a generic
Hey, look, there's Sammy back.
hospital room?
Yeah, something like that.
Certainly not all. Oh, look, it's the meteor.
That's
Certainly
Alex
not
Meteor.
all of this.
Yeah, it was. I know what they were trying to go for, but frankly, referencing Murakami this deeply is not going to fly. Obscure writers are not going to catch people. Nice cum gutters on Alex, though.
Oh god. Ah.
And look, they've actually put the cat in here. Look, there's Dolly. Dolly's like, wah. Casper's making that face right now. Right, Casper? Yeah. Very dopey looking cat. This is, once again, pretty much up to normal. Panda just babbling it. But Panda being another way that Alex talks to himself.
Don't you think you should be getting out of bed?
Can you keep it down, please? I had a rough night. Can't get that video
I wonder where
out of my
Dolly
head.
is.
Alex, can I ask you a serious question?
Do you have
If you
to?
look at underneath the bed, you can see Alex's shadow leaking
That
through.
doesn't work with me.
I
I'm
was
not
just
your
looking
mommy.
at that. I was like, is the
I
cat
don't
under
let
the
you get
bed?
away
No,
with
it's a
letting things
graphic
slide.
error.
Okay, fine. What is
And
it then?
cat's getting out of the house and doing the grocery shopping. The only responsible member of this family.
Yes, Casper, you are in fact prettier than Dolly. Are you proud of yourself?
She was gone for good too. And besides, it's
Do you want a blankie? Oh, will that make you be quiet if I put a blankie on you?
You're scared, right?
Don't interrupt the video anymore. Otherwise, everyone will like you more than me.
Maybe when you've mustered up some courage, you can put on your
Maybe every time
blanket
he
vest
meows,
so
I'm gonna
you
put
can
one
find
more
it.
Casper picture on the screen.
yeah, maybe.
Now get yourself out of bed. Take a shower.
Mhm.
You smell
Ah! He just, since he's not supposed to make any noises, he just reached out and gently clawed my thigh.
Why did I run away? Why did I just stand there and let her get pulled into what?
Into hell.
What exactly had she been pulled into?
Do you think, so there's a lot of these statues
My
around
stomach tightened.
in his room.
But if I didn't
Do you
come back,
think that
I knew I'd never be
his
able to
mom
do
just
this.
bought them for him? Because they're all the same.
You think there was a part of me
I mean, there's like an extra
that I
big
hadn't
one.
seen?
And
Well,
then
I mean,
there's,
they're trophies.
Yeah, I know, you can buy trophies, though.
Yeah.
There's
But calling them statues is
whatever.
confusing.
I don't care. I'm always confusing. I had to listen back to that last episode. I am
You met a girl in an old
influenced by the
factory, and
weed.
she vanishes within an hour of you meeting her.
I'm speaking more and more like that gibbering nutter you'd see on the side of the street.
You saw her to try and track her down.
I got better hair, though.
Sounds good to me.
I mean, it certainly doesn't help that you're talking in response to something like this,
The
The YIIK. as it has infected you, perhaps more than the weed.
You know, another minor point. I hate lights like the one that Alex has. Those boob lights, never liked them. It might be because at one point in my life I hit my head off of one of them and I've never trusted them since. But
I've had this song stuck in my head.
yeah, me too. I don't know, I don't care. I'ma kick your derriere. Yeah.
It's pretty good, but some of the lyrics are a bit weird.
Oh shit, I haven't fought. I think you have the wrong number.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm gonna kick your shit in, boy.
Here's me immediately wandering around, just staring at things because I don't know. Wait, why is that one kind of thick though?
Yeah, I was like, that is not the standard Soul Survivor shit.
No, it's the one we see later that helps us make Vela's music tape appear, or record rather. Momentarily checking on the trees. And then, hey, look who it is. Look who now shows up, but later, it's fucking Zine guy. Zine guy. Zion guy. He doesn't say anything different. So the quest is in fact still here. They just decided to wait a day for the dickhead to show up.
There's enough to encounter in your first day. You can deal with the zine reference later.
I would really like to know what's on his shirt. I should be talking over this, it doesn't matter. What are other things we didn't mention? Oh, I did go back and check that scary space between Sammy and the rest of the dungeon. And after fiddling with it for about an hour, I have no fucking idea. I tried a lot of things. I even tried glitching out to see if I could, like, fall through the floor, but no dice. No dice. No dice. No lice. No mice either. I ran out of big rats to fight. I use that guy to check the state change constantly. Oh, look who it is.
Look who it is!
Alex? You grew a beard!
Least written character in the original game.
Look at him. Look at him back there.
My bewilderment grew.
There
my
are
God.
several new details to Micheal that make him deeply interesting, and I accidentally reveal one of them playing badly.
Oh no!
Well, oh yes, because it immediately made me like Micheal a lot more.
Back to the last time I had seen him. For some reason, I couldn't place any memories of him since before high school.
It's because after that he stole your copy of Final Fantasy VIII. Look at him looming back there with his angry eyes.
With his camera.
That's not what he was holding.
College makes you
It's
into a
not what he
man.
was holding a fucking gun.
Maybe.
Into something.
Oh no.
What have you been up to?
Just took the SATs. That's about it.
Sounds intense. How do you think you did?
I was on the edge
Look at
of my
that
seat
face.
the whole time.
Alex, that's a
But
stupid
then I
face.
realized how uncomfortable it was to sit
Alex
at the
has
edge of my
stared
seat
in the mirror
someplace
for
I'm
hours
going.
trying to master the look of, yes, I'm very thoughtful.
Just a little joke. Anyway, you look good. Maybe a few pounds heavier.
That's something
Guess you
anybody
didn't
who
major in
takes the
exercise
SATs
science.
seriously has to
Har,
do.
har,
It's in the
very funny.
qualifiers.
Liberal arts.
Great. What do you do with that?
Should have gotten into conservative arts, right?
Have fun
America.
plans for the summer?
Haha, politics.
Nothing really. Just got back yesterday. I already spent the day chasing a cat and exploring that old factory by the
So
water.
there is a little detail
Oh, wow,
here
that
that's
sounds awesome.
changing, which is that
Hey, have you
we'll
ever
see this
heard
in
of
a
urban
moment.
Exploration? There's this great website called www.honestly1999.com.
Hey, I want you to go check out the website NFL.com.
These guys break into old
I think
buildings
you'd,
and take photos. Usually
sorry,
the places they
stupid
explore have
stupid
some sort of
reference to a
urban legend
reference.
behind them or a ghost story. Most of the stuff is legit and pretty damn creepy.
Did you say honest?
The way he's talking is really funny
Someone
because,
sent me a
in
video
case you
from
somehow don't
yesterday.
know this,
What else
Micheal
do you know about
is
that site?
the
It's
co-founder
like a
of
conspiracy theory
Onisim.
support group.
So
People from all over the world post about political
talking like
conspiracies,
this is really
local myths,
weird.
Stuff like that. You don't
I
look so
think
good,
this is
dude.
also a
Everything okay?
pretty a pretty strong example of what all of the dialogue and framing used to be in the base form of YIIK. We got pampered.
I think now it's. I think originally we were not supposed to believe Micheal was wholly truthful, but it never plays to anything. And unless there's some kind of like secret second ending that nobody's ever seen or some kind of alternative quest, it just never leads to anything. So God, I hope it now leads to something.
People weren't immediately calling it fake. Something about the look of horror in her face. There's a sick part of people that want it to be real.
That's why that Gore channel, Gore website is so popular.
I saw that.
Yeah, we gotta focus on that shirt. Don't forget. Don't forget about that game that I'm not convinced you can play still. They might be out. I honestly haven't been able to, like, I haven't really been inclined to check.
I think you have to check at this point.
I hope nobody can hear me typing on my phone.
It was from my eyes only.
Probably heard the little click.
It was from my thoughts only.
I don't even remember what the game is called. Two Brothers.
But I needed to talk to someone about the situation.
Two Brothers.
So I proceeded
Game.
with caution.
Two Brothers Shawarma. Can I buy this right now?
Can you buy some shawarma?
And I swear, the
Oh, it just brings up Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, which is also another problem they had to run into, is that there's a more popular Two Brothers game.
Really?
No, it is now available, apparently. Maybe I should give it a little play.
Really? You want to go?
Yeah, why not?
The #1 Axe Studios fan.
Don't say that. There is definitely people who like YIIK more than me. They're probably 14 and don't know better. And their other favorite game is Persona 5, but...
We're not going to talk about that.
No. Actually, it doesn't appear that you can buy the game. I can see it, like, on the web, on the Steams, but there's no buy button. Maybe I just don't understand. Oh, UFO 50. That's a very good game. Haven't played it yet, but fuck you, Zine guy. I wish I could send you to the bowels of hell. So I immediately have a moment and I go, I have to check the computer. I have to check computer time. Computer time. So there's a few details in here that you'll rarely see anyone mention because most people did not deeply pay that much attention to this game. I think I'm going to click on all of these other videos just so I can remember I've, like, clicked on them, but they're all just referencing dumb conspiracy theories of the 90s in comparison to conspiracy theories of the current era, which are Jewish space lasers, QAnon, everyone you don't like is a pedophile, and...
The classics.
They're not the classics.
Conspiracy theories used to be... lasers are classic.
It was more complicated than that, and the earlier conspiracy theory forums and boards, which I've been staring at since I was like 14 or 15, were more filled with people who thought that, like, aliens... Oh, I should shut up. So, this is people actually doing some investigation. There's some small details here. The missing women poster, which we can find somewhere else in the game but won't be mentioned here directly, talks about her age and weight, which she is 120 pounds. Weird. She used to work at a Korean news network. She recently relocated to Easton, which is nearby. English is great, which is a great joke about, like, there was an inherent racism to these forums always. So the idea of being like, her English is great, but they couldn't even get it done correctly.
I had my money on her being Chinese.
Yeah. Something smells fishy. She got to work, and somewhere in the middle of the day, people realized she wasn't at her desk. They figured she left during lunch and never came back. The other detail that they come to is that there is... Oh, here we go. So, I called him and I found out a little more about her. Apparently, she's a huge dog lover. That she has a dog named Ernst, another painter. Anyway, her position at Canon was basically clerical. Paperwork, photocopies, crap like that. Apparently, her mom is really ill. So, obviously, this should be the immediate sign about the world shifting thing, because the sammy pack of this world we are currently in, whether or not it's the one that Alex is originally from, is that she liked dogs, but our Sammy liked cats. She was a cat lover. We have her cat. Now, second question, is the dog that she owned have the same soul as the cat we currently have? That'd be fucking weird. This is them just arguing about whether or not the footage was taken inside the building itself. Because, did she disappear at K&N? That's where the ghosts were. But we obviously know it was at the factory. This is just them going over the details. And Vera Former is a name we'll see more than a few times. Oh, I can't remember what Alex's is. It's like SNES guy or something. But Micheal is Chrono Crossed. There's a couple other names you'll see a few times. Oh yeah, and this is just talking about how there's something weird with the video and that the time code is fucked up. I've never been able to figure out why. This is all nonsense. Talking
just
about
someone going on the internet and lying.
Mm-hmm. Nobody, and it's so obvious that nobody's even responded to it, because obviously. Pat kind of sounds like Park, but the Quay gets really quiet. I went to high school with a Pack, and she said it like Park. Nah. I just call her Sammy because it's easier.
That's what she said to call her.
Mm-hmm. So, I just wanted to check that because after we do something here, there's going to be a 2-week time skip, despite the game that doesn't really correctly
justify a time skip.
No, it's justified. They just don't prove it's happening. There isn't like a clock animation.
Awesome! Wow.
How
long has this been here?
There are parts of this game that are attempting to be like Persona, specifically Persona 4, but it doesn't succeed. Mainly because they are missing a lot of the important UI elements that make the feeling of time progression work.
Game is made in Japan?
I want to beat you to death, Alex. I want to beat you to death, Micheal. Despite the fact that I like Japanese games typically more.
PC I've been playing lately, and I'm pretty sure those are made in the US.
Yeah? I never got into those kind of games.
Also, a really weird feeling, aren't they all Japanese? While he is wearing the shirt of a game that hasn't come out yet. I guess it's meant to look like it's an old game, so you can argue that it's meant to be, like, old in this world or whatever.
I'm gonna choose to believe that Alex got his ass kicked in Wizardry and then was too afraid to play another RPG.
But Wizardry's Japanese, Tall.
Oh, fuck, is he?
Yeah.
Diner,
dummy.
Pizza place.
Nice try. Swing and a miss.
Really
yeah, they're right. It is a shawarma place. It's weird that they're like having the characters rib them, which is kind of cute. Like I like that as an idea. But we have to look to the right of the screen and see the fucking logo.
Really? Grease and BO, dude?
I want to say the Grease and BO dude is like a new line. Yeah, and look, like talking about it like, oh yeah, you ever heard of it? It's right here. It's in front of you. What do you think this is?
It's the fountain in your town. Like, this was paid for with civic funds.
Yeah, I would get that fountain if it was like a thing in one of the cities as a little Easter egg, but it is in the main town that you spend a lot of the game in. It's way too much. Ooh. I'm just staring at it and trying to think, do I want to put paper bags on their heads? The answer is no, it doesn't really matter. And then I briefly remember there's something I can get, but I don't remember how.
I think you have to have the bomb before you can go through that fence.
And there's no bomb.
Then how do you destroy the rocks?
With Vela's amp. Hey look, there he is. And something new added to this version. Watch closely as my favorite character.
What?
I don't know, that wasn't there before. I just think it's a cute new detail.
It is very silly.
It's nice to see Claudio. I wish he could join us now because I like his charm. Oh yeah, by the way, Alex has a new equipable I've never seen before called Unknown Power, and he's the only one who's allowed to equip it. I can't put it on Micheal. I actually really like the track in here. Other small detail, when you run into the fangirl, she moves out of your way. And then she slides back into place. Good little
This is how you politely exist in a little record store. I've had to do that.
I wish they did that in Morrowind. I've been playing a lot of Morrowind recently. The amount of times I've gotten caught in a hallway by some dickhead looking at me and going, "You seen any elves, lady?" Ha 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 ha. That if they're not directly calling me a slur. It also doesn't appear to give me any stat benefits, so I'm not sure what it does. Maybe it gets better over time. Hipster scum. Hipsters really are not of this era. Once again, playing into the dream, question mark. Even though, really, what people used to call hipsters were yuppies. Despite them being different, they essentially meant the same thing to the average person. It's a whole conversation that falls into the, is this all a dream? To which I say, if it is, his dreams are very weird, and having dreams within a dream, it's, no.
This
he's in a video
doesn't
game.
lend anything to the story, so...
Yeah, people who believe in the dream theory are people who've either never seriously considered older media, like Scott Pilgrim and Earthbound, two things that are being heavily referenced in this, I think. Yeah, where they're just, you know, really young. That's fine.
I'm incredibly biased due to where I live, but did people just, like, wear flannels in that kind of style in the 90s?
Oh, yeah,
that's a question that's haunting
flannel
me.
goes in and out all the time.
Okay,
It's also popular in smaller towns. There's our next party member. Good old Vela.
This place is the bomb!
That face is way too much like terror than joy. He should have his fist down like he's going hell yeah. And instead it looks like he's having a panic attack.
He looks like he's about to pull his hair out.
Once again, this one looks like he's contemplating art, and instead he's thinking about how he wants to put his penis in this woman.
26? Hey now, that's really not that much older than me, dude. Whatever, you're ancient too.
This is a thing young people do.
Come back here later, we should get to the factory.
I can say that now that I'm officially 30 and ancient. I'm an old hag. Oh wait, hag has been readopted by the modern generation despite them not understanding they're taking it from 4chan.
I'm sorry, the modern generation is using a hag.
Yeah, so hag originally came about as a slang term in this description in like the early 2000s to refer on 4chan to girls older than 13 because
oh yes, okay,
yeah.
I remember.
And then now people are using it to without really thinking about it, just to say to women who are older than me, not really knowing what they're saying, because despite everyone thinking of 4chan as the sewer, it is unfortunately more of a pipe of waste that flows directly into the heart of our culture. And
I mean, the thing about sewers that people don't really want to think about is that water flows into a treatment plant and then back out our pipes. So it makes perfect sense.
other thing I would say is that people are really underestimating how many memes come out of 4chan. Do you know Arrow to the Knee? I was there. I saw this is the stupidest thing to ever say. I saw the original Arrow to the Knee as it became a meme. I remember watching it occur on that 4chans. By the way, don't go to 4chan, it's terrible. And I distinctly remember it morphed from the old Green Post ending to a stupid fake story where you would go, and then you walked the dinosaur. Or lay on the floor, then you walked at it, something like that. But instead, a guard would walk up and say, I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took an arrow to the knee. And that's where the meme shot off. And I remember one post distinctly saying, this is so funny, I laugh so hard every time, this will never get old. And that was in the early era of memes, when they were still 90% cats and not hateful bigotry. Back when people thought Kojima was wrong about memes. And now, yeah, so Micheal's use in combat is he has an AoE attack, which is pretty handy, and he gets debuffs.
doesn't have a gun yet, so.
Photo shoot!
Bleed for me.
God, that vampire guy is so fucking funny. Why did they do that? It's so.
Because they're like stands or something. I think they're meant to be playing off, because some of this game is meant to be playing off of Jungian psychology. So I think they're meant to be representatives of the different concepts of like the hero, the thief, the mage, and all that crap. You know, that whole identifying tropes thing. I don't want to get into Jungian psychology right now because I'd have to like reread up on it, and despite some of it being really true, some of it's like utter nonsense. Oh yeah, here's something that's gonna start happening now, and I don't know why.
Cutscenes.
No,
Smell.
no, you don't get it. You'll see.
Is that roses? Are you okay, dude?
I know those ghosts are meant to be Sammy, but they always make me think about Knives Chow from Scott Pilgrim.
Are you okay, dude?
I don't know what that means, but keep it in mind because it's not going to stop coming up. I forgot what I was saying because that happened. It doesn't matter. It's probably something
Jungian
stupid.
psychology.
Oh yeah. The thing about Jungian psychology is, despite the fact that Jung and a lot of like Freud, as an example, got a lot of things right, they were also still heavily biased. Like Jung was convinced of the collective unconsciousness and the fact that, despite him claiming, "Oh, I'm not like wholly a Christian or whatever," he definitely thought God was real. So
I'm not a Christian, but everything I say makes perfect sense in the Christian context.
yeah, he loved talking about Bible symbology, and like how symbols were not inherently rooted in one's perception of them, but that they had some kind of universal truth. It's a whole thing. So this is pretty much normal, and that bag item behind him, what you used to be able to do is when you ran into this encounter, you would be able to run away and you could stun him, run past him, and swipe that bag. And inside that bag would be 5 ambrosia, which was potentially useful if this was a game where healing mattered, but in reality it barely meant anything. However, so I immediately go, oh, I know what's going on. I have to run away. He. I get it. I know what to do. Where's my smoke bombs? It's time to leave. Aha! Uh-oh. Well, that's not good. Hey, Michael, I hope you just suddenly pull out your gun. So whenever Michael is alone in the party, he goes hardcore mode and pulls out his gun.
Bleed for me.
Also, why does Michael have so much more health than Alex does?
That's from his card. His card doubles his HP.
But I mean, even then, Alex has 9 HP. And
Yeah, I know,
without the
because-
card, Mike would have
well-
15.
Well, Michael's higher level also.
So
it
Michael's
tur-
already been doing this as the implication.
Well, Michael's slightly more badass than us, correct? Yeah, here's me having like a what the hell just happened? Huh?
Michael pulled out a gun!
And killed the soul survivor. So in previous iterations of this game, you could not kill the soul survivor unless you had Vela accessible. And this is me having a moment like, where did the gun? Gun?
I didn't give him a gun.
Yeah, he hits people with his camera. Where did he get a gun? Michael? What? How did he... Is there something to click on? How do I see? Look at his... I don't know what kind of... I'm not good with gun names, but I want to say that's like a 45 or something. Like, that's a fucking...
That looks like a classic gun.
Yeah, but red. Me realizing I had equipables I could have put on. I'm not sure if this fight is meant to go that way and that the soul survival will always target Michael. I'm not sure what was supposed to happen here because I wasn't prepared for Michael to pull out a gun and reveal that soul survivors are in fact weak to lead.
Weak to guns.
Here's me. I'm still like in a gah thinking about this. Thinking, well, okay, but maybe there was something...
What the hell was that?
Also, the implication is that because Alex is down, he has no idea that his friend has a gun on him.
What just happened? What?
He just got knocked out by some kind of monster and then woke up and it was gone.
Dude,
Yeah, and Michael
your
was
phone
fine.
Developed? This thing is digital, baby! So what now?
Although back in the day, they didn't have like screens on them.
Yes!
That was more like 2005, I want to say.
I want to get a little digital camera.
I think this is where I have this is where the thing occurs, and everything stops being the normal.
Once
The
again,
What was
normal.
that one frame flash?
the old factory,
The game being glitchy.
Okay.
confused.
I think. I don't know. It keeps happening, and then it's back.
I didn't have Sammy with me.
Okay, time to play the game as normal, right?
We know what's gonna happen next.
Ha ha
What?
ha. Wrong. We're back in hell. Yeah, so that was, in fact, an actual elevator, despite also being a murder box. Yeah, you can see me having a breakdown. Confused.
You don't want to be attacked by the fashionable guests?
Those are the white and blue ones. Yeah, this is not, this isn't normal. So I immediately start, I'm at this point lost in thought, going, what? I assumed we weren't going to see her again. I ran in, so they zoomed me back to the beginning. I assumed we were never going to see them again. Carrie, or Allison, or whoever the hell they are.
At least not until much later in the game, not immediately after. What?
Yeah, but instead we're back here. The implication by the crow is that these are dreams, which, once again, the yada yada, the game is a dream thing. So so there are dreams within a dream, and now there are dream scenes. How many layers of dreams do you think this game is? Actually, I probably should address people who think that. The problem with dream mentality for, like, referring to games in that sense is that it's inherently devaluing everything, because that means there's no intended weight behind what's occurring. If this is not actually some sort of amalgam of Carrie or Allison or whatever the hell's going on, and it is purely just the dying dream of a woman or something, then none of this
What's
means
the point?
anything. Yeah, exactly. It ruins any intended weight. That's the reason why a lot of times when it's, oh, that's just a dream, as an ending is largely reviled. It's why people have a lot of complaints about FNAF 4. Mind you, I have more than a few complaints about FNAF. We're not going to get into those either.
Love to know what that audio is.
I was just trying to listen, but then you talked over it. I was never able to figure it out listening to it because I didn't have headphones on. I know the first thing they're saying is you, and the last thing they're saying is clean. You must be well dressed and funny.
Oh, there's the alpaca.
Taking a really dumb pose. In this realm, I can't keep them at bay. And there's his shoes tied up on the line, which I don't know if the brothers know that that's a drug thing.
I feel like they have to know that. That's like in pop culture.
A pink twin-tail girl on a bike just rode by. I don't know why, but I just feel like that's noteworthy. This is obviously Alex's house. No, I don't know why Asuka's like the scary angel lady. So I did not notice something that's kind of obvious, which is that the crow's right behind that tree. These rainbow
there
row
he is.
cards. Yeah, that's me noticing the arrow, then looking at it and going, what? Something, you look clean.
It sounds like thank you for coming to me.
I don't think so.
I got you good.
You did.
You didn't suspect it, but it was I, the handsome crow, all along.
Nah.
That was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is awesome. I was supposed to make her laugh and it worked. No idea why it's so funny. Maybe it's a reference to something I haven't seen. I suppose it doesn't matter my motivation, as long as the character understands it.
You're hilarious. I'm going to tell all of my friends about it.
If we meet again,
I really should have read those red lines and understood
as a
it.
first child actor, I must take all roles so that I can refine my craft.
Yeah.
The clown
I'm
card.
convinced that clown is a loose copy over of an Obama picture.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
That's what I think it is. I don't know what else it would be. Really weird choice if so. So I'm like, oh, these are my friends. Oh. Something large and fur and sexy. See, I just looked at it and wait, is Alex a furry? What am I supposed to take from that? And obviously, there was a specific person they're referencing. We just walked by, but I'm too dumb to figure it out.
I have to tell you the funniest
Look,
story.
I figured it out.
Hilarious. I can't stop laughing.
I love the animation on her.
Every time someone acts like this, I am the golden alpaca.
I was by the swing, and the crow popped out and said the funniest thing.
When people do something like this, it makes me want to shake them. What was it? And then they'll tell me and it's not funny.
I mean, you have very high clown standards.
I really don't. I also, in fact, laugh at booby bum bum.
Forth with a serious attitude.
I'm gonna steal your Obama card.
Life is dangerous, especially for the nameless children.
Oh, yeah.
Hell calls now. Go bravely.
I immediately run there, but it occurs to me I should have seen if there was some sort... Like, am I gonna come back here in the next bit? I don't know. But I should have checked on the crow blocking those elevators to see if they were leading anywhere. This is just me wondering if there's anything hidden. Because it kind of looks like there'd be something hidden, but it doesn't appear like there actually is. Mhm. We're supposed to be talking, Cole.
I'm just so fascinated by these sequences. I love the visuals. I love this character. The writing is significantly better than anything in the base game.
Well, because it's short.
Because it's short, and she's adorable, and not a little asshole.
Unfortunately, we're going to be getting that full 10-minute Vela speech soon. And we're back here again. I swear to God, Tuna has immediately come back to the door and is scratching again.
It's recording time, Tuna.
Tuna doesn't care. Oh yeah, so they start doing this and I'm immediately like, what should I put here? Who should I put? And then I immediately... No, I thought about it. I immediately go, I know who's smarter than me. And then I go, wait a minute, no, Tuna isn't smart. She's dumb little baby. It's Casper. Casper thinks he's super smart. He snuck in here. He's so clever, he hid and waited for me to sit down because he knew I was less likely to kick him out. Kipper. What's the name of your most talented friend? And that's obviously Tuna. I've never met a cat who's been able to produce more sounds when she snores. Every time she sleeps, there's a new sound. And she makes all of these little trumpet sounds. She's very talented.
I think she climbed into an orchestra pit and started eating.
Name of a polar opposite. So I think about this for a really long time, and despite that there's other cat names to use, after an increasingly long period of time, as I think, and I think, and I think.
I'm sorry, are you putting in Garfield? Oh, Gary. Gary, oh my god, what?
I don't know, I'm just Pokemon red pilled, you know. When I think about the opposite, I just think about Gary Oaks smugging at me. Warning, Act Studio is the owner of this program for the purpose of copyright. Unauthorized reproduction is prohibited. YIIK I.V. Postmodern RPG required for viewing.
You see that tip said, how is your sister doing?
No, I can't go on the internet because she's on the phone. A real problem back in the ye old days. You youngins wouldn't know. I realize it's time to have a little... Yeah. At this moment, I realize, hey, wait a minute. Isn't there an update on NPCs? Because 2 weeks should have passed. So I go wandering around, and then the guy who wants to fuck my sister is moved. This is still base dialogue. He was pretty much the only inference of her existence in the base game. She never really changes. Yeah, she doesn't change as far as I recall. Maybe she does eventually.
You have it so easy. Shouldn't you be grateful?
While we waited for Michael's camera to transfer the photos, we began to talk.
I don't think that cut was required.
I was talking to my cousin
So
about
this conversation
The
used to be
lifelong
like 8
implications of
minutes
seeing
long.
something actually
That might be
undeniable.
slightly
this one
dramatic.
Specifically,
So, in the first big
reflection, doing
YIIK
something
update,
that
one of
you
the
were
things
not
they
doing.
added
He
was
has a
the
6-year-old
reduced
daughter,
dialogue
really
option.
precocious.
I don't know what that in
Apparently,
fact
she told me
impacted because I never
in the
interacted with
mirror,
it.
She was smiling.
I would love to
because
know.
she knew she wasn't smiling.
This went for
I thought
so
about that.
long.
I knew it would destroy any respect you had for the rules of life or the boundaries of what could happen. I asked him what he said, and he just shrugged his shoulders and said, kids say weird shit. I pushed him a little bit on the subject later on after he had a few drinks in him.
This is a
Said that
very
it
good
scared
cut
him to
because
picture
this
his daughter in
this
another
used to be
version of
so
his daughter
long.
in the mirror, smiling when the other looked so miserable. He told me that his wife said his daughter was just confused, that she probably felt sad but was smiling from having fun playing. So inside she wasn't smiling, but outside
Why
she
are they
was.
talking about this?
Maybe she couldn't understand what it meant to look happy outwardly, but feel inwardly depressed.
Michael, are you being a
Like as if her
weirdo, or is
vocabulary
Alex
wasn't enough
being a
to
weirdo
express
and you're just going
depression.
along with it?
But I don't know.
Well, he's talking about the what do they call it? The id and the ego. I think that might be wrong. He's talking
No, he was
about
talking-
Have you ever had any
he's
other
talking about the
experiences with
subconscious.
paranormal stuff? Like
He
before?
is talking about, at the very beginning of this conversation, the influence of the supernatural has on your function in society. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah. Well, they're just having a conversation. It doesn't have to like. I think it's attempting to infer to stuff that occurs later.
I don't know.
Or
It's just
perhaps
kinda
show that
been
these
my
two are
thing for a
friends who
while.
spend time together and can talk to each
Conspiracies,
other.
Ghosts, missing people, things like that.
When did you first get into this sort of thing?
I can't remember one thing that really pulled me in. My parents always fell asleep watching TV. I used to sneak into their room and watch those missing persons shows while they
Now
were
people
sleeping.
listen to podcasts
Once your mom
about
finally
like
got
the most
internet
violent
cranked,
murder you've
I
ever
started
heard.
checking out some of the more paranormal
Same level of
websites.
trash.
Before long, I realized
I mean,
that
if
the
you like that
information
kind
was
of
too
thing,
scattered.
I think you're
Spent a few
probably
weekends learning
ingesting
HTML,
small
and
amounts
before
of
I knew it,
poison,
Honest
but
1999 had over 15,000 hits each
There's a lot of
week.
poison out there, and you ingest
Wait.
some too.
You were
what do you mean
involved
you?
with
You mean
making
we
Honest in
do?
1999?
Miss Knowledge Fight.
Do not put me in memes. Everyone is banned for putting me in a meme, and I do not want to have my head put on Trump's head battling CNN.
You
Yeah.
didn't know that? I figured that's why you kept
I
talking to me about the missing Asian
had to drive
girl.
my sister into
No,
work
I
yesterday,
just needed to
and
get all
Knowledge
that off
Fight
my
started
chest.
playing off of my car's
Michael,
Bluetooth, and my sister
I
went,
need
"Oh
to
my
be
god, do you
entirely honest
also listen to Knowledge Fight?"
Who doesn't listen to Knowledge Fight?
Promise me you
It's like the best way to hear what crazy people think.
Okay, fair enough. What did you lie about?
I met the girl.
Yeah,
who
so
went missing.
we didn't talk
Her
about
name
this
is
before,
Sam.
but
I
Alex
followed a cat
mentioned
into
how
the
he didn't
abandoned
want to
factory,
immediately give this
and I found her
information
there.
away, despite the fact that he
She'd been
kind of
looking
did
for a cat.
before,
I'd
and now he
seen
was
the cat
holding this
hung
to
out
his
there, and she'd
chest.
gone in to try and find him when he didn't go back home. But the thing is,
Now
she
he's
said
like
some
bringing
really
it up in a more
strange
organic
stuff.
manner.
Stuff about living in the factory, pretending not to know what elevators were.
There
Well,
really is
okay,
no
maybe not
implication that
pretending.
there's
I think
been
she
a
really didn't know
2-week
what they
time
were.
skip here.
No.
There were weird gaps.
That
in
like
your
there
knowledge
should
that
have been
I
a small
interpreted as
cut
though
that said
being
2
quirky,
weeks
but
later.
now I wonder if
Especially
like-
because
actually
they
something
they
really
ran
wrong
off
with
from
her.
the factory and said we have to
You
get
saw
these
her
photos on
yesterday,
the computer
right?
now and post
So
them.
you saw
And
her
then 2
after
weeks
she went
passed.
missing? That's actually a good thing, Alex.
There was like a
This means
little
she
bit of
wasn't taken by
dialogue
some
inferring to it, but they
serial
needed to
killer
be
or a rapist.
slightly more.
She was swallowed up by a being made of stars and planets. How is that better?
Fair enough. So, what was her last name? Did she tell you
for
that
as
much?
for as written
check
as some
online
of
for a
these
missing
lines
persons
are, the
report.
voice actors are really
call the
like
police
putting
and
the
tell them
work
you
in
know
a
where
lot
the
of the
video
time.
was taken.
I don't know. There still is a part of me that thinks that, like,
What, that you dreamed it? Dude, I don't know. That would be a pretty specific dream. So you think
Sometimes
you went
I
into the
wake up and
factory,
wonder if
came
YIIK is all
home,
just a
and then
dream
had
in my
really
mind.
realistic dream where you met a
I
missing
think
girl you
I
hadn't
think
seen
Steam
before?
disagrees with you.
But
Perhaps
Ugh.
wishes.
you see, she didn't exactly look like the girl in the video. There was something skeletal about her appearance. Something otherworldly.
Otherworldly?
Yeah, once again, this is
Yeah.
Alex seems to have an ability to register when he's
forget I
looking at
said it.
someone from another
Did the pictures
realm.
upload?
I don't know why.
Yeah, let me pull
Because
them up.
she's not from this
How is
one.
this possible?
She's a different
They completely
Sammy.
distorted the photos.
The one everybody's looking for is not the Sammy
Okay,
that
well,
Alex
yeah,
is looking for.
This is pretty otherworldly.
It was as if someone had
Look at him
cracked an egg
squatting
over
on
my
that
head.
stool.
What trickled out was hot dread.
Mhm.
A
He got
feeling
really
of
small
pure
legs.
anxiety. All of my fears were confirmed.
Frog posting.
What I was experiencing was real. There was no doubt about it.
Uh-huh. What?
Into
Okay.
another one?
We uploaded the photos to Onism 1999 and waited for an explanation.
I don't think that
We
needed
had
to
our
be there.
doubts, but more
No, I
people
think that
wanted
is
to
the
believe than
worst
not.
execution of this we've seen thus far.
Each reply,
Maybe they had
Sammy
to
got
for
pushed
some
further
reason.
away from the forefront of the discussion. I explained how the building was the same one from the elevator girl video. That everyone was more concerned by the creepy figures in the photo.
I would be.
Each time my little mailbox turned red, I slowly realized that everyone on this forum wanted the content to be true. They needed it to be.
Unfortunately, there's no
A few
actual
people tried
email
explain why the
to
photos
look
were
at.
distorted,
Doesn't really matter.
But most people believed it to be ghosts.
I can't deal with them
Devil,
constantly zooming in
other
on this
stupid
fucking
things like that.
shirt.
It's just that it's done so
considered myself
crisply,
something of a
especially in
philosopher in
contrast to the
college.
rest of his design.
I thought I had
It's
answers,
also,
but now that I've
I,
come face to face with the other
from what I've
worldly,
seen of that game, it does seem kind of like an interesting
I know
game,
now that every
but
person who tells you about spirituality,
it's also doesn't
dead
seem
people
very
and
well
all that
made.
have no idea
Tesnar,
what they're talking
Snake
about.
Rar just go into it for a little while, but
Someone told a lie, and it
I don't
somehow
think it
stuck.
connects
If
that
I
much
told
to
the
this
truth,
game from what I have
and it just
seen.
gets muddied up by that same
It just seems to be
bullshit.
because of its meta influence on the
With the
creators
exception
as
of my
being their
post,
earlier game.
Most of the things on that forum seemed like lies.
I still can't tell
That wasn't until
what the
about
hell
2
is
weeks
that
after
other
the post,
SNES game
when a
supposed to
user
be?
posted
Someone
something
should
about
be
a
able to
girl
tell
who
me.
went
I just don't
holes
know
in
what.
time and space. I wouldn't have believed it
Look,
myself.
I'm trying to get a better
looking at
angle and
photos.
look at it as if I know,
Made
as if I would be able to
seem
recognize an SNES game.
I probably would be able to if I stared at it for long enough. I don't know. Maybe it's like Bad Rats that came out on SNES. Nobody's gonna fact check me.
Before, right?
Rats, we're
Oh,
the rats. We stalk
Where?
at night. We hunt at night. We're
Wait.
the rats.
Knew you'd get there eventually. It's that old lady from the arcade.
They could have. Maybe it would have been difficult. They could have at least had the screen have Velo's face on it or something.
Don't let me in with you 20-somethings. I have a bright future ahead of me.
Oh, if only you knew. Just wait till you're done with college. You'll be.
Boring and fat like the rest of your graduating class. I'm looking forward to
I
it.
think this is a
In the
new
meantime,
line.
I will continue to be my interesting.
No,
exciting,
maybe not.
nubile
I think
self.
I can't tell where there are new lines because they've definitely gotten new lines for Micheal and Alex.
Anyway,
And
let's take another look at
I don't
these
know.
photos.
Maybe that's just because I'm more charmed by this game, but I like
It's
Micheal
so
now.
unbelievable.
He's got a little
What is
more
the
pep.
likelihood that this is a thing?
It's incredibly unlikely. But since
But
we've got
calling
nothing better
himself
to do,
slim and
let's say we
nubile is
visit you
really
in an arcade
something.
for some air
I
hopping
definitely
and
remember him
an
calling himself
interdimensional
nubile
travel.
before, but I don't remember if they made a second joke off of it, which we'll see shortly. What am I doing? What am I doing? Immediately running the
Checking the
computer.
website.
Let's go scroll on Reddit. God, I wish Reddit didn't exist. Now to bring up arbitrary drama from some subreddit I look at. Ahem. To the moderators of... No, fuck her. She walked into work at 9:09, so she was late by about 10 minutes. And then at 1:12, she went missing.
I think this could be more engaging if in the
sorry to interrupt you. I just have to say this. This music, if you're wondering why it sounds so good, is from the creators of Valhalla, or at least the music creator Garode. If you have not played Valhalla, which is VA-11 Hall-A, yes, it has one of the worst fucking names ever. It's worse than YIIK. It is, however, a very good game with a 10 out of 10 soundtrack. That's some good shit. Sorry, continue.
So as I was saying, I think that the timestamps in the discussion on this forum would be more engaging for the player if there was a clock on the screen as you're walking around town. If you knew what time you had gone into the factory and could use that as a reference point among this discussion.
Yeah, maybe. I feel like you could have just given them a watch and had them look at it, but either way, there is a lack of feeling like time moves, which only then comes up later in the base game. This is just people babbling. Yeah, SNESman99, that's in fact Alex, which is a hilarious name. Tuna's back to scratch for the third time. She's only Tuna.
With mind powers.
Wow.
So I think
she made a blue burble. Holy fuck, please let this be real. I'm gonna go grab Tuna and shake her until all of her fur falls out. So keep talking.
So I think this is the character Vela, and a lot of the Vela stuff, at least thus far, doesn't seem to have been updated. But in the dialogue with Micheal, it does seem like kind of a strange transition to go from we're talking about the photo we posted and people's responses to it to, oh, there's this other thing that we can't actually see as players. If you had to instead click through the website and see the responses from people and then the characters talk in response to that, and then you opened the thread about Vela with the pictures, and then they say, oh, we saw that girl at the arcade. Well, we should go talk about that. Hey, look,
not only was Tuna at the door and immediately attempted to skip Skadooby around me, but then Molly, seen here, immediately sprinted into the room, having run up the stairs to get in here.